Today we're going to pull back the curtain on the AI prompting patterns that really separate the beginners from the pros. If you're looking to get your AI to think like a senior engineer, well, you are in exactly the right place. Let's dive in.
So have you ever asked an AI to do something a little complex? Like a tricky math problem or mapping out a big project, and the answer you get back just feels a little off. It's a super common problem, but the solution is actually simpler than you think. It might just need to think out loud.
Yeah, it's not your imagination. You give the AI what seems like a perfectly reasonable multi-step task, and it just rushes to an answer, skipping crucial steps and leaving you with something that's confusing, or even worse, just flat out wrong. It's super frustrating.
So what's actually going on under the hood here? Well, the most important thing to get is that these large language models don't reason the way humans do. They're basically incredibly powerful next word predictors. So when a task needs a bunch of logical steps, they can easily get tripped up trying to predict the final answer all in one go.
So the solution is to actually change how we ask. Instead of just asking for the final answer, we need to prompt the AI to show its work, to, essentially think out loud, one step at a time. And this is the secret behind today's advanced techniques.
The first, and honestly probably the most powerful pattern, is called chain of thought prompting. This is a total game changer for pretty much any task that involves logic. We're talking everything from coding to financial analysis. Let's look at a quick example to see what I mean. A basic prompt might be something like, how much will I save with 5% interest on $1,000? And the AI might just spit out a single number. But an advanced chain of thought prompt asks it to think step by step. Now this is where the magic happens. Look how we've broken down the problem here. We're not just asking for a number, we're giving the AI a sequence. First, calculate this, second, calculate that, and third, explain the whole concept. We're literally building a ladder of logic for it to climb, one rung at a time.
And this is exactly why it's so incredibly effective. It works for the same reason showing your work in math class works, right? By forcing the AI to slow down and explain each step, you stop it from just guessing and landing on the wrong conclusion. It brings any flawed logic right to the surface, giving you an accurate answer and total transparency into how it got there.
Now this whole step-by-step logic thing isn't just for math problems. The same exact principle, breaking down a huge task into smaller bite-sized pieces, can be used for large-scale creative projects too. This is where something called hierarchical frameworks come into play.
Think of it like this. If you ask an AI to write a book, that's kind of like telling a driver to get to the destination without giving them a map. A hierarchical prompt is that map. It gives the AI a clear structure and a path to follow so it doesn't get lost on the way.
So, what does this look like in practice? Well, you start by building a solid foundation. First, you define your audience, your avatar. Then, you use a focus command to lock in the tone and the format. And finally, you use an expand command to get the AI to flesh out each section of your outline, one piece at a time. You're building the project brick by brick, not trying to get it all at once.
Okay, this next technique is a really powerful one for marketing, sales, or really any kind of persuasive writing. It's called the heaven versus hell pattern. The whole idea is simple, but man, is it effective. You prompt the AI to paint two very, very different pictures. First, you have it describe the world of your target audience without your solution, all their frustrations and fears. This is what we call hell. And then, you ask it to describe the heaven state. What does life look like after their problem has been completely solved by your product? By putting the pain of the problem right next to the pleasure of the solution, you get this incredibly compelling and empathetic content. It's fantastic.
Now that we have these awesome patterns in our back pocket, let's really quickly talk about some common mistakes. Because knowing what not to do is just as important as knowing what to do.
A vague or just poorly put together prompt is absolutely the fastest way to get a useless, generic, or just plain bad result from your AI. It's basically like giving someone unclear instructions and then being surprised when they don't deliver a masterpiece.
So, how do you avoid falling into these traps? It's pretty simple, really. Don't be vague. Don't just throw a giant wall of text at the AI. Use clear, direct language. And, just like we've been talking about, always provide the structure and the guardrails the AI needs to give you the best possible result.
If you take only one thing away from our chat today, let it be this little magic phrase. Just adding, let's think about this step by step to your prompt is the easiest way to turn on that chain of thought reasoning and instantly get better results.
And that brings us to your challenge. I want you to find a logic puzzle or maybe a complex task from your own work. First, give it to the AI with just a simple, direct prompt. Then, run it again, but this time, add that magic phrase. Let's think about this step by step to ensure accuracy. I can pretty much guarantee you, the difference in the quality of the answer will be night and day.
And just like that, you've leveled up. You're moving beyond simple questions and are now actually directing an AI to solve complex problems, just like a senior engineer. If this was helpful, make sure you subscribe. In our next explainer, we're going to show you how to take these skills and start automating your business with them.